All my friends didn't believe me before, so now I can like show them on my phone. I'll be like, look, I'm on IMDb, and like show them that it's actually real because they didn't believe me before.
Yeah, you've got an IMDb credit already. Now, Mike.
Yeah, Dan.
We interviewed, of course, Colin Krawchuk, director of The Jester, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
All of that was just to get to this interview here.
Correct. The real star of the Jester.
Real star of the film The Jester, of course, which is Jane Pentony. Mary Jane.
Hey. Hi, Mary Jane. How are you?
Good,
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
We're doing good. We're glad to have you here. And now I have to ask you, is this your first podcast appearance?
It is.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, what's crazy is Mike, this is kind of a nice bookend. Now, Mary Jane, you don't know this, but we had one of the first interviews we did on the podcast. We had our mother on the podcast, and our mother turns 80. She turns 88 this month.
Oh my
gosh. So now you are officially on the other end of that spectrum, of course, and happy early birthday, because you've got a birthday coming up, right?
In November. Yeah.
So wow. Are you a Scorpio?
Yes, I am. Okay. I'm on the last day of it. So if I was born one day later, I'd be Sagittarius.
Wow. Okay. Now my girlfriend is a Scorpio, so I know all about it. I know all about it.
Yes.
I'm going to keep my eye on you.
All right.
So yeah, happy early birthday, and congrats on the film. You must be totally excited about this.
I am. Yes. All my friends didn't believe me before, so now I can like show them on my phone. I'll be like, look, I'm on IMDb, and like show them that it's actually real because they didn't believe me before.
Yeah, you've got an IMDb credit already.
Yeah, it's so cool.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, is this the first time you've acted? Have you acted in plays or?
So I did theater, like for plays.
Yeah.
Since I was like, I think 6.
Okay.
And yeah, so but this is my first movie ever, so I'm really excited.
Now, what do you like better? Do you like doing a play, or now that you've done a movie, do you like that better?
I like doing a movie better, but anytime I can do a play or a movie, I would do both or either.
So you love acting?
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
I hear you.
Now, Mike has done a number of plays in his time.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the set of some movies. Didn't quite make it as far. He doesn't have any IMDb credits.
No.
Oh.
They cut me out. Like, they would shoot a scene, and I'd be the person that, was just at the edge of the camera. So what can you do, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, but I used to like plays because once you learn everything and the play goes off, you can't stop.
Right.
So if something goes wrong, you have to fix it on the spot. With movies, it's a lot of waiting around, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. Because I would be in like the green room, and we would be waiting for like 2 hours until my scenes. But then in theater, you're always on stage, and then if you make a mistake, like one time when I was in Finding Nemo Jr., the lights went out, so we all had to improvise, and it was crazy.
Yeah, those are the times that I always used to love. Like if a wall fell over, you had to figure out how to fix it in front of people,
Yeah.
So
now you've grown up in Maryland.
Yeah.
And now you know my friend Miss Annie. Is this right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so now Miss No Pressure, but she's really talked you up here. She said you're going to love Mary Jane. She's fantastic, and she's eager to see. She said, let me know how it goes. And I said, well, if she's as good as you say, I mean, we don't have to do anything here, right? We just press record.
She's
we're
really
good.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, tell us about, so when you're filming this, especially at your age, how does that work, right? There's certain restrictions in place with, like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, what does that look like?
So for the movie, we would get there. We would have to leave our house around like 6 usually, for the Markov's Haunted Forest scenes, and
Right.
it was so fun. So we would get there and we would say hi to everybody, start like getting in character and costumes. And then we would go and just wait until our scenes. And then after that, we would go to our scenes. And then Sam, he's so nice. He would drive us all down, and then we would get out and we would just wait in the car for a bit until the scenes were ready. And since I usually don't like horror and I get kind of creeped out, so it was an actual haunted forest because that's what people went to, like see like as a haunted forest. And so we went there and there were some like really creepy props. So we would have to like close my eyes to make sure I didn't see it because I would get so scared if I saw it.
Well, I was gonna say, like that's when you're that scene you're talking about, because you're in that witch outfit, right? You're in that
Yeah,
witch costume.
yeah.
And it's kind of in the midst of this really intense and graphic scene too. So
Yes.
are you kind of off to the side? Are you even there? Or are you just, like you said, covering your eyes? Or
Right. So I think that they might have filmed that at a different time. Because I remember that Delaney, who I play a younger version of, so Jocelyn, she was, I think, on set that day at the same time I was. I think that they filmed that other scene, though, a different time. I don't know, though.
Now, did you have to audition for this, or?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yes. Okay. My mama knows this person who she's in book club with, and I also I work with the Met a lot. So we were like, she messaged mama and she was saying, hey, we need a kid to audition. Would Mary Jane like to audition tonight? So she sent like these pictures of the script of what I would be auditioning with. So we were like, yeah, sure. And we got there and I auditioned, and then right after, I was saying the script, they videoed it, sent it back to Colin and Johnny, who I love so much. They're like so awesome.
Good.
And yeah, and they were like, they came in and they said, all right, you got the role. And that night I found out and I was just like,
wow.
Yeah,
now it normally doesn't happen that quick.
Yeah.
They normally
like
see all
2
sorts. Yeah, they see all sorts of actresses. So they obviously liked you right away.
Well, yeah, I think they definitely needed someone soon because I know that they were filming soon. So I think that they couldn't wait too long.
Right.
Now,
But still, to land it on your first.
That's amazing.
That's great.
That's
It
amazing.
was so fun.
Did you have to get out of school to film any of your scenes, or?
I didn't, because it was mostly at night. But then sometimes
yeah.
I would have to go in a bit late because I would be so tired because we would get home at like 3 in the morning because it was so late.
So there was no rule against you, like how late did you stay in the graveyard, say? Because obviously that's at night.
Yeah, so we stayed at that probably until like maybe 1 in the morning.
Wow.
But there was a lot of waiting around. So when we would wait, it would take a long time to get to that. So we would wait like 3 hours or something in the green room. And then I was like so tired and I was crying. But then we went on to set and I was like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
Your excitement makes me think of, we saw that poster of you kind of reacting to seeing your name
in the credits. Now, did you get to see it in the theater?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
And we didn't know if the cast and everyone else went to different theaters. So we asked Sam and Delaney, and they were both going to Theater 6, and it was perfect because almost all of the cast was in there. So it was like the perfect theater to go into.
Oh, that's great.
So
Yeah.
how is it working with Colin? You said you got along well, but how was it working with him
Yes.
on the set?
He was just so flexible and so kind to me and just so awesome. And it was just great because we would refilm stuff because it was annoying because there was an airplane that just kept flying by and then they had to get all the fog right. And so, but like, he was a champ, you know? He was great.
And then how
And
about your co-star? So you work with Matt,
Yes,
who of
yes.
course, everybody
He's
knows. He's been in
yeah.
a lot of things. And Mike, he's in you said what, Billions, right? He's
yeah,
in
he's in
Yeah.
Billions right now. Yeah.
yeah. What was it like working with him on set? You had that scene where with the pumpkin and all that.
Yes. He's so nice too. He is like it was awesome because we were filming and I'm fidgety, you know? So I was playing with the little pumpkin seeds and it was just really fun because I just put it like in my lap and I was just like playing with it the whole scene. And I had to just look straight, but it was also really cool because I watched him get his makeup on for the veins, like when
Right.
all that.
Yeah.
So I was getting my makeup done and I looked over and he was getting all that makeup on. I was like, it was crazy.
So is it really pretty, because I think a lot of people wonder, especially when you're filming a horror movie, right? Is there any
Yeah.
moment where you're really kind of like it gets really intense or you're just so wrapped up in the production of it that you're not really it's not like, "Oh my god, this is so scary," or, what was your experience?
It wasn't very scary because I knew everybody on set. I watched all of it happen. You know, I understood it
Yeah.
more. But when we went through the mark-offs thing, I had to cover my eyes on some things, but I also walked right by Michael when he was wearing the Jester, the whole
The
Jester
mask.
costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything.
Right.
So it was really funny.
Now do you trick or treat up there in Maryland?
I do. I always trick or treat. I'm gonna be Weird Barbie for Halloween.
Oh, see, now I was gonna say you could go as yourself. I mean,
Oh yeah, I have that shirt still. I have like the shirt I filmed in.
so Weird Barbie, which was, Kate McKinnon, right? Who played,
Yes, yeah.
Weird Barbie, yeah. Now you said you're not typically a fan of horror or scary movies, but what type of movies do you like the best?
I like Disney movies
Okay.
and I like the like teen drama chick flick movies and all of that.
Yeah.
We've covered a few of those on the podcast,
Mhm.
Mike.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and now is acting
Mhm.
in your blood? Do you think this is something you're gonna do for the rest of your life?
100%. Yeah, this is what I want to do for
Good
my whole
answer.
life.
That's great.
Right.
Now, what does your mom think of, you choosing
Yeah.
acting?
My parents, they love it. They fully support it and they're always at like all my shows, which I love.
That's
Front
great.
row. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that mama just off camera there?
Yeah, she's right
Rustling
over there. Yeah.
rustling she's keeping watch?
Right.
Now, Dan, you used to be neighbors almost, right, with her?
Yeah, so I lived in Frederick for 12 years. So I was telling when we talked to Colin, we were starting to do some prep to interview him. I was seeing some of his posts on his social feed and kind of following. And then when I saw the opening shot of the movie, I knew I said, that's Carol Creek. Like I knew
Right.
exactly where everything was. And there was the scene between Lane and Lelia where they're in Bush Wallace downtown.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that was really wild. And
Yeah.
it's, I love living up there. I miss it. And
Me too.
it's a nice time of year right now, right? You're getting the colors are changing and you're getting all that going on.
Yes. It's beautiful down here. It's all the orange leaves on Carol Creek, like on all the bushes on the side. It's just so pretty.
It's a beautiful location to shoot. Now, are you aware of any other movies they've filmed around there before? Or
I know of the Blair Witch Project.
that's right.
Yeah, but I think that's it that I
Yeah,
know
I think
of.
that was in Burkittsville, I think, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah.
So are you currently auditioning for other things or kind of what's the plan there? Just kind of keeping your eye out to see what comes along or?
Well, I have my school play, Beauty and the Beast, and
Oh,
Yeah, I'm really excited to try out for that. That's next week, I think.
Are you going to
Yeah.
try out for Belle?
I'm going to try out for Belle and Chip.
Okay. So do you sing?
I do. I love to sing. I love musical theater, like I love all of it.
Great.
Wow. And you said you love Disney movies, so that must be exciting. Now, I'm assuming you've seen the original animated Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Do you know who the voice of Belle is in Beauty and the Beast by chance?
I don't think so.
So her name is Paige O'Hara, and actually met her a few times down here where I'm at in Florida. I live about 10 minutes from Disney World.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So maybe you'll be the one doing the meet and greets here at she would come out to the parks. She's a very talented artist like you. She's very multi-talented and she paints.
She paints and the Little Mermaid,
Cool.
the 4K of the Little Mermaid, she painted that design.
It's amazing.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
is really cool.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. Like
Now, when you were
yeah.
getting ready for the Jester and you knew you were playing a younger version of another actor,
Yeah.
did you watch her to pick up any mannerisms or?
So when I first met her, she came up and gave me like the biggest hug and was like, "Oh, you're little me." And I was like, "No." And so then when I watched her getting into character, you know, getting her makeup done, practicing some of her lines, I was trying to get a bit of a sense of how, you know, how she acted, but I think that when I got on set, I just like was focusing on the acting and I was just having a hard time remembering that.
That's more important because
Yeah.
I remember I did a play, it's called Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
But who's Elizabeth Taylor? She was in it, and I forget whoever she was married to was in it. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
And I watched him I watched the movie 5 times because they have a movie of the play.
Oh wow.
And then I saw myself because they filmed it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a horrible actor. Because I was trying to pretend to be him instead of just being me and saying the lines the way I would say them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting because you do try to pick up things like that.
Yeah. Well, I bet you're a great actor.
Oh, no. Although Dan would be a better judge, I guess.
We'll save that. We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you said you're hooked up with the Met, is that right? So like how does that work? How do you go there?
So for my school plays, they were the ones who would organize all of it. And so when I just met the teachers and then I went to fun camps there and did plays there aside from school and everything. And they were just so nice. They're my acting teachers. And one of them, Miss Carly Cole, she lives 3 doors down. She just moved in 3 doors down, which is really cool.
Nice.
So what inspired you to get into this at such a young age?
I don't know. I know that my cousin Audrey, she's like my sister because she's lived next door to me my whole entire life. So she was in a play. She doesn't do theater anymore, but she was in a play for fun when she was, I think, 8, and I was 6. And I joined, and I really wanted to do it with her. So it was called Kid Frankenstein, and I played Miss McGillicuddy. I played like the little old lady in it, and she played the bully T-Bone. And so then I did that, and it was with the Met, and I was just like, I love this. And so I kept doing it. I did my school plays, and then I started doing things out of school, and then I started doing like acting classes, and then I started,
So what grade are you in now?
I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade. So you got a ways to go.
Yeah.
And now are you thinking ahead? Like, are you going to move to Hollywood or,
I wish. I mean, I I really want to go to NYU, or
Great
just like
school.
or any acting school, and I want to just have that be my career.
Great. I mean, that was the thing when I was in college. That's when I did most of my plays. That
Yeah.
was in college, but everybody was kind of like, well, you can't go to school for acting because, what happens if you don't get hired? Then you don't have a skill or whatever. So I
Right.
wound up going to law school. A
Oh, right.
huge regret.
Oh.
I wish I could go back and talk to you and say, let's both be actors so that
Yeah.
and don't look back, especially if you got the support of your parents.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and listen,
Sure.
your mom doesn't want to teach yoga for the rest of her life, so you gotta make the big bucks and retire your mom. Now, have you been down to Disney before? Have you visited Disney?
So we went. Was it last week? I think last week we got back from Disney, and it was my first time ever being there. So it was.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I loved it. It was my first time being in Florida and Disney.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. Now, did you coordinate that to be here when the film was being screened down here at City Walk?
so we didn't know. So we didn't
Okay.
know. We would have, but it was 3 days before we went. So it was like, oh man.
Just missed it.
Well,
Yeah.
I missed that autograph opportunity.
Oh,
All right. Well,
thanks.
next time you come down. So listen, we do this on the podcast for everybody that we interview, and we're not going to leave you out of it. We're going to put you
right.
to the same test, which is we have to know what is Mary Jane's top 5 favorite films?
I've been thinking about this, and so
Really?
Good.
yeah.
So you watched the show. Okay, good.
Yeah. I watched a bit of Collins, and it's really hard because I have a hard time picking favorites, but I like Mean Girls and Clueless, and I love the Jester. Love it so
Of
much.
course.
I like the new Little Mermaid movie.
The live action one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Finding Ohana and Hugo. That's a good one too.
Oh, good.
No, that's a great list. If
Mhm.
the Jester, of course, has to be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
So what do
Now-
your friends think,
Yeah.
of this?
They all are really nice about it, but since they didn't believe me at first, now it's good because I can just show them my IMDb and show them the pictures from the premiere and be like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all like, I want to be in a movie. I'm like, you don't even act. A lot of them really want to be in a movie, but they don't do any acting. So
Yeah, it takes work.
Yeah. And they're
And
always
people don't
asking where to do it. I'm like, you just gotta know the right people,
right.
So do you think you'll go on any other podcasts after this experience, Mary Jane, or have we ruined it for you?
No, I really hope to. I really hope to.
You got to promise us that,
Yes.
years from now, it might happen next year, might happen 10 years, when you win the Academy Award, you have to thank us.
Thank
Only
you.
the first one.
I
After
will,
that,
I
you
will.
could forget about us.
Right.
No.
And if you
will.
leave Mike out of the speech, not a big deal. I mean, whatever. Yeah, listen, Annie was right on the mark there. That you can tell that you've got the goods. You've
Yeah,
certainly
you're
got the
delightful.
energy, the personality.
Yeah.
You're definitely on your way, Mary Jane. So and I love to hear it. It's so, Mike and I, like he said earlier, it's exciting to talk to a younger person who has such a passion and knows very clearly already what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because Mike and I both regret not chasing that more aggressively when we were your age.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
And don't let anybody bump you off that path.
that's
You
right.
know what you like to do. Make sure, the money will come, like people always say, how are you going to pay the rent? It will come, it
Yeah.
will come.
Let Mama. I got Mama to pay the rent. I'll have Mama pay the rent. Well, Mary Jane, it's been an absolute thrill. Now, do you have any plans for your birthday?
I don't know, honestly.
No.
Not
Okay.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to celebrate being 12 is enough, right?
Yes.
And
And my
and
dog and cat I always throw them little birthday parties. And if you hear
Oh,
ruckus, it's probably my dog because he's always very loud. But
yeah, we can hear some prancing feet there.
yes, yeah.
and then, do you have anything lined up right now, or are you just kind of in limbo right now waiting?
I'm just waiting. I mean, for the auditions for
Mhm.
Beauty and the Beast, that's all I've got right now. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
There's plenty more coming.
I think you'd
Yep.
be a great Belle, so I hope you get
Thank
that.
you.
Let
Thank
us know.
you.
We're gonna follow your career.
Thank
Absolutely.
you
So,
so much.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We'll
We'll
appreciate it.
we'll be checking in with Mama and make sure, that we're getting all the
Mhm.
411 on Mary Jane.
That's right.
Mary Jane,
Yes.
it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank
We
you.
wish you nothing but the best and continued success. And congratulations again on the Jester.
Yeah.
Thank you guys too. Thank you for
Alright.
having me.
Oh, thanks
You
for
are
coming
welcome.
on, and we'll see you down the road, okay?
Yeah, see ya.
All right.
Take care, Mary Jane.
You too.